You know, I was really looking forward to this movie. And I was really hoping it would be good. But it's not. Let's talk about the unneeded, and nobody wanted this, reboot of Hellboy. So, let's get this out of the way. The two Hellboy movies by Del Toro are both great comic book movies. But the second one didn't do well, so we never got a third movie. Sad face. So the studio's like, why don't we just reboot it with a low budget and hope for the best and make it hard R? Which I guess because Deadpool did well, studios think hard R comic movies instantly sell when Deadpool's one of the most popular characters of all time, and same for Logan, when Wolverine's really the only X-Men that people ever really gave a damn about. So, Hellboy 2019, directed by Neil Marshall, who is a talented director, starring David Harbour from Stranger Things, currently on Netflix. Mila Jovovich, Resident Evil films. You got Ian McShane from the John Wick trilogy, quadrilogy now because they're doing a John Wick 4. Sasha Lane, who was adorable in this. Hellboy, the story of Hellboy. How do I explain this? Basically, Hellboy is a creature from hell. Nazis wanted to bring him back to be a war weapon. Or they didn't bring him back, but they opened up a portal to hell. He crawled through, little baby. Humans like, I'm adopt this little kid, this little 2 foot tall demon baby, and hope for the best. And then there's the villain is the Blood Queen, who gets resurrected, and Hellboy has to stop her. And I'm sure none of you care because this movie completely bombed at the box office, and it was ripped apart by literally freaking everyone because this movie is a train wreck. Where do I begin? David Harbour, I like him as Hellboy. He's giving nothing to really work with, and I know behind the scenes apparently was a complete mess. Apparently, like the director, David Harbour, the producers, the writers were like constantly fighting nonstop on set, behind the scenes. Which, when you hear that stuff come out, you kind of know the film's a giant stinking turd. Which is a shame, because given the cast and the filmmaker, this could have been really good, but meddling ruined it, I guess. I'm not going to put blame on someone, because we don't know the full story, but I like David Harbour. I've only really seen him in Stranger Things, and he's in Suicide Squad in like a super minor, like 30-second role, which is weird. I also like how Hellboy looks. I like the whole like rugged, scarred up, he's been through hell look of him. The whole cast, you can, it's it really seems like the cast tried to make anything work with what they were handed, but they couldn't save this movie. None of the jokes really land. And for them aiming for a hard vibe, more like the books, they didn't hit the mark. It totally feels like the Del Toro movies. But it is rated R, so there's blood and violence and skin being ripped off of people and demons just ripping people apart. The script isn't good. It's like it. I once said the Venom movie feels like it was written by a 13-year-old freaking edgy kid. This is a lot worse than that. This is like the edgiest shit possible. And there's so much F-bombs just to be thrown in there, and it's like, you don't need this. You don't need blood and guts and freaking curse words to sell tickets. You don't need those to make a cool movie. And the movie's, pardon my language, the movie's boring. Like, I've seen some people say, "Oh, it's terrible, but it's entertaining." Did we clearly have seen a separate movie? Because this stuff was boring, and I watched this with two people, and they were equally bored as I was. The practical effects are good for the most part. Some are, and the CGI is atrocious. Which I think this cost $40 million to make. Which understands why the CGI isn't great, and they use a lot of it, which doesn't help. And it's weird because some CGI looks pretty decent, and others looks like it's from a sci-fi movie, like a sci-fi channel movie. The camera work's not great. It's poorly edited. Scenes just feel like scenes just jump to jump. There's some good things there. There's some cool like creature designs or demon designs. The Baba Yaga looks really cool. Like the soundtrack's not even good. It's pretty basic, and the soundtrack has some weird choices. Like there'll just be like there's like serious like flashback scene, and it cuts to like techno punk music, and it's like this doesn't fit Hellboy at all, like at all. Would I ever watch this again? No, maybe, cause I watched it when I was like super tired. So like maybe I was in a bad mood, so I just negatively viewed it because that has happened to me before. I'd rather watch Fantastic Four from 2015 50 times before I rewatch this movie. Because I got more enjoyment out of Font 4 Stick than I did out of this freaking movie. So I'm gonna, in a few months, buy Hellboy 1 and 2 in 4K and try my best to forget this film's real, and we'll leave it at that. Like always, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.